I have been reading through the Gospel of Luke, and now we're at Luke 19. We're at the section where Jesus ministers to Zacharias, and that is followed then by the parable of the 10 pounds. So it reads, when he entered into Jericho, and he was passing through, behold, a man by the name of Zacharias, and he was a chief tax collector, and he was rich. And he was seeking to see Jesus. Um, he wanted to see him, but he could not because of the crowd, because of his height. He was evidently not tall, probably short. It says because of his small stature. But the important thing is he wanted to see Jesus. And we're told when he ran ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, that is, he was running to try to see him. And he climbed up into a sycamore tree, for he was to pass that way. What impresses me about this particular text is here's a man who wanted to see Jesus, and he was really doing everything he could to find him. One of the things I think that's most important in our lives is to have the desire to see Jesus and get to know him and have a relationship with him. And we're told, and when Jesus came, or as Jesus came into the place, when he looked up, he said to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for I must stay in your house today. In other words, I want to come to your house today. It's interesting when we want to see Jesus, he wants to be a part of our lives. And I think this is what Luke is driving home. And so he made haste and came down, and he received him with joy, received him joyfully. So when they saw it, they all murmured, he has gone in to be guest of a man who is a sinner. To be a tax collector was a despised lot. And when they, that is, those that were watching, saw him and heard him say that, they said, he's really making friends with sinners. And we're told Zacchaeus then uh, stood and said to the Lord, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor. And I have defrauded, and if I have defrauded any man, anyone, of anything, I restore fourfold. In other words, Lord, I want you to know that I try to do right by others. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to your house. What a beautiful thought here, uh, since he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which is lost. I think what Luke is driving home here is Jesus wants to find the lost. No matter what reputation they might have, no matter what others have thought of them, he is saying he's come to seek and to save those that are lost. And that's encouraging because all of us are lost. All of us need Christ and the salvation that he can give. We're all messed up. in a lot of ways. But the good news is Jesus has come to seek and to save. And so we read on, and when they heard these things, and as they heard these things, he then proceeded to tell a parable, because he was near Jerusalem, and because they supposed the kingdom of God was to appear immediately. He said, therefore, a nobleman went into a far country to receive a kingdom and then return. Calling 10 of his servants, he gave them 10 pounds and said to them, trade with these till I come. But his citizens hated him and sent an embassy after him, saying, we do not want this man to reign over us. When he returned, having received the kingdom, he commanded his servants, to whom he had given the money, to be called to him, that he might know what they had gained by trading. The first came before him, saying, Lord, your pound has made 10 pounds more. And he said to him, well done, good servant. Because you have been faithful in a very little, you shall have authority over 10 cities. And the second came, saying, Lord, your pound has made 5 pounds. And he said to him, then you are to be over 5 cities. Then another came, saying, Lord, here is your pound, which I kept laid away in a napkin. For I was afraid of you, because you are a severe man. You take up what you did not lay down, and reap what you did not sow. He said to him, I will condemn you out of your own mouth, you wicked servant. You knew that I was a severe man, taking up what I did not lay down and reaping what I did not sow. Why then did you not put my money into the bank? And at my coming I could have collected, or should have collected, it with interest. And he said to those who stood by, take the pound from him, and give it to him who has the 10 pounds. And they said to him, Lord, he has 10 pounds. I tell you that to every one who has will be given more. But from him who has not, even what he has will be taken away. But as for these enemies of mine, who did not want me to reign over them, bring them here and slay them before me. I think what this is looking at and is really the coming kingdom of Christ in the context here. And in the meantime, and the final judgment that comes when he returns. But in the meantime, he has gone to a far country and is going to come back. We know he is with the Father and is coming back someday. We have been given different duties to do. Some 5-fold talents, some 2, and even one with 1. But we're to use whatever he's given us to the glory of God and try to multiply it. One of the things that I see in this text that speaks to me is that we need to be faithful to use and multiply whatever the Lord has given us. Sometimes one of the great temptations, I know I have this, is to look at what others are doing and feel that what I'm doing doesn't amount to much. But that's not the issue. The issue is whatever we have, we're to use for the glory of God. If it's 1 talent, so be it. That's what we use. And so this text speaks to all of us, because all of us, in one way or the other, have struggled with this, with this whole idea of, Lord, what am I doing? Am I really accomplishing anything? And I find that the older I get, the more I feel I do very little. But the good news is, if we do whatever we can do, the Lord promises to reward that. I think that's the point that he's making that has application to all of us. We live in a day and time where we see a lot of, especially on the internet and on social media, a lot of likes that some people get. And maybe we don't get any, but that's not the point. The point is we're to use whatever opportunity, whatever talents that the Lord has given us for his glory. Because he's coming back someday and he'll reward us for faithfulness, whether 5 or 2. But let us not be like the one that buried his talent. Let us be faithful to do whatever God has called us to do. And even if it seems small, he promises that he'll bless it if we're faithful.